What's going on, college football universe? This is Gold and Blue Do. Yes, I'm changing some words, but I'm still going to have the same content. And right now, I'm in the middle of previewing college football season. Sometimes I do rivals together at the same time, and sometimes I do single teams. Today, it's going to be single team Nebraska. Got my notes? I'm ready to go. So, first things first. The biggest problem for Nebraska last year was Adrian Martinez. Not his production, but staying healthy. If he stays healthy, I think Nebraska could get to a bowl. Another thing is depth. Depth is an issue at Nebraska. They do have 10 returning, quote, starters. The problem with that is they didn't start the whole year. They only had a handful of starts, but returning starters. So the biggest issue for offense as far as who they lose is top wide receiver J.D. Spielman. He transferred to Minnesota. He was a little homesick, so he went back to Minnesota. Scott Frost, he's feeling the pressure from the lack of success so far, but I think he can still turn it around. New offensive coordinator Matt LeBeck, he has the duties of getting this offense to score points on a more consistent basis. Last year, Nebraska averaged 28 points per game. That's not good, but they did average 345 rush yards a game. That's good for 30th in the nation. Not bad. The issue, 212 pass yards a game. That's not good at all. That needs to improve. Adrian Martinez, he's a good quarterback. In 2018, when he was healthy, he was 224 for 347. That's 64.6% for 2,617 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Not bad. But despite being injured last year, he still finished 14th in overall passing yards. What? Yeah, still happened. So I think he's capable of being a very good quarterback. Now, they do have a veteran offensive line, so hopefully they can protect him and help keep him healthy. Running back Diedrich Mills, pretty good runner. He'll be back this year. He ran the ball 143 times for 745 yards. That's 5.2 yards a carry and 10 touchdowns. I think the rushing game should be great again. The problem is finding a competent wide receiver, but there will be some choices. Spielman is gone, but we have Wan'Dale Robinson, Jamie Nance, Alante Brown, Marion Houston. Pretty good choices for Nebraska at wide receiver. Now, of those four, I would have to say Wan'Dale Robinson is the most accomplished. He had, in 2019, he had 40 receptions for 453 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, Jamie Nance, he redshirted in 2019, but should start for the Huskers in 2020. Alante Brown, he's an incoming freshman. He's a 3-star wide receiver out of Chicago. Same with Marion Houston. He's also a 3-star wide receiver out of Oklahoma City. So the passing game is the biggest question for Nebraska's offense. But if those young wide receivers can step up, then this offense could be pretty decent. So now it's time to talk about the defense. Giving the opponent's quarterbacks too much time for the defensive line was a problem last year. They just gave the quarterback way too much time, and they were able to pick them apart because of that. So, defensive coordinator Eric Chinander needs to address that, and I think he will, because Scott Frost also gets Mike Dawson back from the NFL. He went to the Giants, but now he's back, and he will be on defensive line coaching duty. So I think he'll get them in shape, and I think they'll do much better this year. So that will immediately help. JoJo Damon, a safety turned linebacker, he provides some experience behind the defensive line, and Lale Tanner also provides experience in that area as well. So they do have experience at linebacker as well. Besides those two, there'll be a lot of competition for the linebackers. I think it'll be a good thing for Nebraska defense, though. The defense will be young, but the secondary will be Nebraska's strength. They are very talented. Safety Markel Dismuke, he had 42 tackles by himself, 67 altogether, and 4 pass deflections. And also, cornerbacks DiCaprio, Boodle, and Cam Taylor-Britt combined for 80 tackles, 5 forced fumbles, 3 interceptions, and 9 pass deflections. So that's a pretty talented secondary. So the DBs, they'll do pretty well. The issue, like I said before, is the defensive line. So if they can fix that and Nebraska can get pressure on opposing quarterbacks, they'll have a pretty solid defense. So now it's time to go through my heaven and hell scenario. So here's my heaven scenario. Adrian Martinez stays healthy, receivers step up and play well, and the D-line gets pressure on opposing quarterbacks. They beat who they're supposed to be and get a few upsets to finish 9-3. That's heaven scenario. Let's go to the hell scenario. We have Adrian Martinez stays injured. The passing game is anemic, and the defense gets winded because of too many 3-and-outs. Nebraska misses a bowl again, and Scott Frost is on an extremely hot seat. So what does Golden Blue Dude say? That's me, Golden Blue Dude. Well, here's my prediction. I think the veteran offensive line keeps Martinez healthy. I really do. I want to look at the schedule real quick. You get Purdue at home, Central Michigan at home, South Dakota State at home, Cincinnati at home, then at Northwestern, back home to play Illinois, then at Rutgers, at Ohio State. You get Penn State at home, at Iowa, at Wisconsin, and then Minnesota at home. So where do I see them finishing? Let me finish what I was saying before. Martinez has a good season. Rushing will be in the top 25, the D-line improves, and the secondary continues to take the ball away. I think Nebraska will go 7-5 and make a ball. I think Frost finally starts to deliver, and perhaps the engine to the good old big red machine gets cranked. You can start to get red just a little bit. So let's run through the schedule and see where those wins and losses are. Okay, so first game, Purdue at home, win. Central Michigan at home, win. South Dakota State at home, win. Cincinnati at home, I think that's a loss. Cincinnati's a good team and they have a good coach. At Northwestern, win. Illinois at home, win. At Rutgers, win. Then you have to go to Ohio State, loss. You get Penn State at home, but I think that's a loss too. At Iowa, loss. At Wisconsin, loss. But then you finish the season against Minnesota at home, win. So that's how I see Nebraska going 7-5. Pretty good season, and I think after this, Nebraska will really start to get better exponentially. Little by little, it's not going to happen all at once, but you're going to start to see Scott Frost pay off. So I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.